Hello there again. It's Jackie from St. Leonard's Reiki coming back again to talk to you about protection today. So, this video is really talking about how we look after ourselves, self care. And with that, I'm usually talking about Reiki and EFT, emotional freedom technique. So if you've got in place a lovely practice of Reiki, doing your self-care every day, maybe it's not Reiki, maybe you're just interested and watching this channel to do with well-being, but whatever it is you're doing, it has to be consistent because we are forever changing. Like the cycle of life, like nature, it's constantly changing, ebbing and flowing, and we have to accept that. We have to flow with it, not be rigid. And there's going to be some days that are easier than others. We all know that. So we can be doing our self care, our Reiki, we can be being kind to ourselves, whatever it is we're doing for ourselves. But we have to realize that whatever it is we're doing for our own internal energy, there is that external world around us, and don't we know it? And that has an effect on us. Obviously, we are energy, and the energy is moving in and out, and we're pulling the energy in and it's flowing out. But there are things beyond our control that affect us, and that's what I'm talking about here. So protection is really important. You need to know about protection. So, what I'm saying is, you need to have your practice, but also be very aware of protecting what it is you're doing, maintaining that beautiful energy that you're harnessing every day. And, you've got to nurture it. Think of yourself like in a bubble, or think of yourself in a lovely, beautiful wrapped gift with a ribbon around. So know that if you are interacting with people on a daily basis that affect you, that weaken you, that make you feel on edge, angry, not quite yourself, that's an instance where you need to be mindful of that. Now, when we learn Reiki, particularly when we learn Reiki 2, we learn about distant Reiki. And with distant Reiki, we can do things to counteract that. We can send ourselves Reiki to the future. We can send ourselves Reiki for example, a situation or an event, maybe an examination's coming up, an interview, a dental visit, where we know that we're going to be frightened, nervous, irritable, anxious, and we can surround ourselves with more Reiki. We can be giving ourselves Reiki for that situation. But I'm actually talking about something else here. I'm giving you another tool to use with that. And yeah, today I want to talk to you about spiritual armor. So, Reiki definitely is a spiritual practice. We're talking about an understanding of the different bodies that we have. We're not just this physical body, we're an emotional body, we are a mental body, a spiritual body. We have this soul that lives with us. And that's all very, very important to nurture. So, spiritual armor. I don't know whether you've heard of the armor of God. Otherwise, I term as the armor of the universe. So remember, we're not talking about religion here. Reiki cuts through all religions. We're talking about a spiritual practice. So I'm just going to call it your spiritual armor. So I'm going to get my notes here because I want to talk to you about one aspect of that in particular, to gift to you, to help you, and hopefully through this next week you can give it a try. And then maybe the weeks after I can go through the other 5 pieces, because there's 6 pieces of this armor of God. But I find it personally really useful, sets me up for the day if I'm a bit nervous or anxious about anything that I feel as though I need a bit of help with. Okay, so before we go on to the first piece, I just want to say that using tools is not for beginners. If I'm not this isn't babyish. This isn't something that shows that you're weak. This is something that you need to be doing however long you've been practicing and going along your spiritual path. And actually, I believe that the higher you progress, the more elevated, the finer your energy, the brighter you shine. And when you shine brightly, you're up there. Um, you're more visible. You're more visible. Yeah. So you have more reason than any to be triggered. Actually, yeah. You're in a way you're a bigger target. Um, because we have to accept that duality, there is dark and light in this world, and that is a fact. And there is night and day, and there are things that are going to pull upon our energy. Okay, so Armour is not just for beginners. Everybody needs to be practicing self-help tools wherever you are on your journey. It's preventative work, just like we do our self Reiki. Yeah, just like we send ourselves distant Reiki for the day ahead, for that event ahead. Okay, so let's get to the first piece. The first piece is, well, I call it the feet of peace, but other people I've seen written down as the boots of purposefulness. So we're talking about the root chakra here. We're talking about protecting you on your journey forward. And we're talking about being grounded and safe and secure. So let me show you how this works. So at the start of the day, say, imagine yourself, you're lying in your bed, and then your tummy turns because it does a leap, it knows that you've got to do that thing today. You've got to see that person. You're a bit nervous about this thing that's coming up. Well, I want you to give yourself some protection, and I want you to close your eyes, and just before you get up out of bed, maybe you're having a cup of tea, or it's just at that in between place of wakefulness and sleep. I want you to just start your day tuning into your feet. Okay, sounds a bit bonkers, but that's what I want you to do. I want you to tune into your feet, and I want you to see your footsteps of where you're going on that day. I want you to see the words that you're going to be using that day. I want you to see where your energy is taking you that day. I want you to see the situations and the events and the people that you're going to be interacting with on that day. And then I want you to see how you wish for that to play out, obviously in a positive vein. I want you to imagine that these feet that you have, these feet that you're imagining now that you're tuning into at the end of the bed, I want you to ask for them to be fortified. Okay, so I want you to suddenly see your feet wearing appropriate footwear. If you feel that you need to be wearing some big steel-toed boots, or some big fluffy boots, or maybe like armor, real metal armor, I want you to see those slipping onto your feet. Okay, and you'll be given, even if you can't think of anything, just ask for the appropriate footwear that you need to use symbolically, spiritually, energetically, for the day ahead, to protect you, to take you forward energetically in the most positive way. And then imagine that these footsteps are fortified with the armor that you've chosen, or you've just asked to be given the appropriate ones. But also imagine that these feet of yours are peaceful, loving, and light. Okay, and I want you to see your words, and I want you to see your energy, and I want you to see your feet, and you walking along and seeing the footsteps that you take throughout the day. And that's it, just like you would do with your distant Reiki. You see the Reiki happening, you see yourself being surrounded by love, by light, by color, by positivity, and then you see a positive result at the end. Okay, so that's the first piece. They are the boots of purposefulness, they are the feet of peace, and we are working with your root chakra. And you can incorporate this into your Reiki treatment. I was going to do that with you today, and I thought, no, I've done a lot of that. I'll I'll not do a self Reiki treatment on the video on Zoom with you today, and I'll just go through the the scenario of you waking up and maybe popping on your boots for the week. So try that. Try that. If you've got anything coming up, if you've got a lovely week ahead and you don't need to use these, then maybe just wake up and think of your feet in the morning, and just ask that your day ahead be light and loving and peaceful. You don't need to have problems to be wearing the boots of purposefulness. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to now, just as a little treat to you, take you through a little breathing meditation. Will only be a few minutes, but if you'd like to just close your eyes, and we can end now together. Coming to the breath, which is a gift always. Let's take a breath together, shall we? So take a breath. Whatever breath feels comfortable for you, and notice how you're doing. So as you breathe in, you're just coming to that place of stillness. And just take a moment to notice how that feels. How are you doing? Do you feel calm and tranquil and peaceful? Or is there something that you didn't even know was there? Is there tension in your body? Is there tension in your mind? Tension in your mental chatter? Is it difficult to take a breath and sit still? See what catches your attention now, as I just ask you to take a breath with me. And then just ask to breathe in what you need. And you can literally say that in your mind, or say that out loud. If you're not sure what that is, just ask to breathe in what you need. Maybe you know it's more peace. Maybe you know it's more happiness. Maybe you know it's more joy. Maybe you know it's a certain color that helps you. So breathe in what you need. And if you don't know what you need, then just ask for what you need. Ask for it now. And then let's breathe out what we don't need together. So let's breathe out any tension. Let's breathe out any anger. Let it go. Literally, really feel that it's being let go with the breath. You can shake it out with your hands if you want. Shake it out with your feet. Breathe out any worry, any concern, any physical feeling, or any negativity. Breathe it out. And then as you're breathing, I want you to feel your diaphragm and your lungs really inflating. So we don't normally think about our breathing, do we? But just for a moment, just maybe put your hands on your chest and really feel them inflating. And just maybe spend a moment of thanks, being grateful that our bodies do this for us all the time without even thinking. They are inflating every few seconds and releasing. And again, maybe with your hands on your chest, just feel your energy, feel your magnificence. Maybe on your solar plexus, you might want to move your hands somewhere else. But yeah, feel the simplicity of life, which is just in this moment being and breathing together, here now. Now, this moment is all that matters. Feel the majesty of life. And in this moment, we are sending love to our body. So Just ask and say, I send love to my body. Sending love to your body. Sending love to anything that needs your attention. Anything that caught your attention in this moment, send love to it. Anything that's coming into your head, coming into your space, send it love. Notice what color, if any, you need to breathe in. If any color comes to mind, fill yourself up with it. And if there's an area in your body that's weakened, that's depleted, send that color there now. And by that, I mean literally see that area of your body, or literally take your hands to that area of your body, and ask for the color to go there now. And of course, Reiki. We can be sending Reiki there. And then slowly, slowly coming back, very slowly, coming back to remembering where you are, allowing your breath to return to a nice, steady, natural rhythm. Maybe having a little stretch and back to the room. So thank you. Thank you for taking a breath with me. Thank you for listening to me talking about your feet of purposefulness, your boots of peacefulness, your feet of peace. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, whether you use the armor of God, the armor of the universe. And yeah, tune back in next week and we'll move on to the second piece of the armor. I hope that helps. So yes, remember, you need to be protecting that energy that you so dearly practice in your self-treatments. We always need to be protecting it. All right, well, you have a peaceful week, and be thinking about your feet as you wake up in the morning. All right then, bye-bye. See you really soon. Bye.